All right. Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Always a pleasure to be back.
Today, we're looking at something that, well, kind of shocked me.
Oh,
Newcastle losing to Fulham. It's a head scratcher.
yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Newcastle, on paper at least, have all that attacking power.
Right. You'd think it'd be a sure win looking at their lineup.
And yet, football, eh? Never quite goes as planned. We've got some match reports here, and honestly, the way it all went down, well, it's a story, that's for sure.
It is. I mean, Newcastle came out strong, right?
Yeah.
Controlled the game early on, lots of possession.
They were creating chances, for sure, but then they're finishing.
Yikes. Murphy way over the bar. The report even called it a wild effort.
Which, for a player like Murphy, is saying something.
It is. And then Gordon and Cher, usually so reliable, couldn't hit the target that day.
Almost felt like they'd left their scoring boots back home.
Right. But here's the thing. Even with all that, they still managed to take the lead. That deflected cross landing right at Murphy's feet.
You've got to make your own luck sometimes, I guess.
Truly. I mean, Fulham had been defending well up to that point. Felt like that goal came against the run of play.
It did. But then, the second half,
Oh, yeah.
Fulham, completely different team. Like someone flipped a switch. Suddenly, they had this intensity, this drive. Where was that in the first half?
You could see it in the stats, too. More shots in the first 10 minutes of the second half than the whole first half combined.
Their manager definitely earned his paycheck that day, whatever he said at halftime. Tactics, motivation, something clicked.
It really did. So what changed? What was the key to that turnaround?
Well, the reports suggest a pretty big tactical shift. Looks like they went to a 4-4-2 formation in the second half.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, allowed them to overload the flanks, really exploit Newcastle's high defensive line, plus gave Mitrovic more support up front. Put even more pressure on that Newcastle backline.
And that pressure led to the equalizer.
Exactly. Quick counterattack, caught Newcastle completely off guard. Jimenez, right place, right time, capitalizes on a deflection. The report said Newcastle looked shell-shocked after that.
Understandable. Momentum had completely shifted. So from dominating to on the back foot. I mean, Newcastle had chances, but
Yeah, mostly half chances. Nothing clear-cut, nothing with that same confidence they had in the first half.
Isak almost got one, hit the woodwork.
Right. But even that, it felt almost desperate, not like their usual calculated attacks.
Trying to force it rather than playing their game.
Exactly. And then Fulham, bringing on Rodrigo Muniz. Fresh legs when Newcastle were tiring.
And he scores the winning goal. A smart substitution, no doubt about it.
It really was. Fulham's manager played that second half brilliantly.
So Newcastle not only lose the match, but they miss a chance to solidify their spot in the top four.
Huge missed opportunity.
And honestly, this match just proves how fast things can change in football.
Couldn't agree more. You can be on top 1 minute, then suddenly a couple missed chances, a tactical switch from the opponent, and bam, the whole game flips.
It really makes you think, was it complacency from Newcastle after that early lead?
Hmm.
Or did Fulham just outsmart them? Tactics, formations, substitutions. Fascinating stuff.
It is. Raises some real questions about Newcastle's mental resilience. Can they bounce back from a setback like this? How do they adapt when the game throws them a curveball? What do you think, listeners? Will this knock their confidence? Or will we see them come back even stronger? Lots to ponder as the season continues.
We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on them. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Always a pleasure. Until next time.